Hey guys, thanks for coming to my video. Just want to let you know a little bit about my channel. I'm really trying to build a place for us to have fun, have a little humor, learn things, share experience, build a community, and, learn together. So if that's something you're interested in, please subscribe. It would mean a lot. Thank you.
I have a bit of a controversial take on this passport bros situation. I didn't even know that this was really a thing until recently. We've been talking a lot about it. I've been hearing a lot about it from different communities, this idea of passport bros. And there's this movement of people, men in this case, because obviously passport bros, men, they can't or don't want to find a woman in America because I'm assuming American women perhaps are too outspoken, too demanding, pretty much like, free willing, free thinking. They make their own money. They don't need you. They're not traditional anymore.
The framing that she already threw down, free willing, free thinking, they're too demanding. It's like, because they're free thinking and other women can't think for themselves. These women are just like incapable of thinking for themselves, so that's why they can get them. Really? Your framing sucks so far, lady.
So these passport bros are pretty much just like running out of options, and they want to go to another country and they want to find someone else. Now, I have a controversial take because I'm just like, yo, people just do what they got to do. You know what I mean? Like, people just do what they got to do because the reality is some of these passport bros, yeah, like successful, self-sufficient women don't want them.
Okay, well, I guess you can say it like that, but again, your framing sucks. I think it's more like the women don't really want them, and then the men don't really want those women. I would say it's more of a mutual thing than just the women don't want them.
That's a reality. Yeah, for these passport bros, that's the case. And they have to go somewhere where the playing field is so uneven, like a destitute country, a destitute person, a destitute mate.
Really? Oh, well, you already said they weren't capable of thinking for themselves because Western women are free thinkers. North American women are free thinkers. So that would mean that obviously the other women are not. So, I mean, why wouldn't they also be destitute and just sitting there like, oh my God, these wolves are going to kill me in the forest if a man doesn't come save me because I don't have enough food to eat. I got to go forage in the forest all the time. Seriously, woman? Seriously. I'm pretty sure she's being super sarcastic in this video. Like, it's so high level sarcasm that she's doing a deadpan face right now, and it's really just a bunch of bullshit.
In order to find somebody who will be with them. That's unfortunate. In a way, that's just kind of like is what it is, right? At the same time, like I can see the other side of it where let's say you're not considered traditionally good looking. You're not considered traditionally as having a good job. You are at a disadvantage. You are.
And so now she's saying that all these guys that are going, these passport bros, are ugly and don't make money, which, I mean, the ugly part, there's some ugly people and there's some attractive people. Who the hell knows? But the money part does not make sense to me at all because if you're literally going to go to another country, you are doing a task that is much more difficult to do. You got to have more money, you got to have more time, it's more effort to do it. So if you're such a shitty guy who's like doesn't have money, is incapable of progressing your career or something, there's no way you're going to like the Philippines or whatever and doing this. It's gonna be so much harder. You're more likely gonna have to stay wherever you are and work and try to meet somebody that is local. So I do not agree, but again, I think you're being totally facetious and sarcastic. So
Like if you don't make good money in this country, you don't have a good setup, you might face discrimination. You might face prejudice. Women may not want to date you. That's very well potentially a thing. Potentially a thing. And if you just simply give up and you feel the need to go to a different country just to switch things up, to better your odds, to do what you got to do to survive. I'm not against that. I truly am not. I do believe that people are entitled to their freedom, and they are entitled to do what they need to do. And I don't think anyone should be telling anyone what to do. We can only say, like, look, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not interested in that. Like, I don't want to date a passport bro. Like, that wouldn't really make me feel excited about meeting someone, because fundamentally to me, it's indicative of sort of their inability to get along with people in their native country.
It's indicative of their ability to get along with people in their native country. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think there's a difference between being able to get along with people and being married to somebody and living with them day in and day out. Two very different things. And you want to make sure that whoever you're married to really looks at things the same way as you, going to work with you, going to support you, and you're going to head in the same direction. And I think I've said this a few times in different videos, but men in general, there's probably a large portion of them anyways, that like traditional women. It's because it's what men are used to. And it's natural. Men like to provide and look after the family in general. And so when you have women who are also fulfilling that provisional role and making just as much money as men or more, they feel like they've lost part of their role. So now what do they bring to a relationship? They bring less, and they have to somehow adapt and do other things. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't feel right to a man to do those other things. It doesn't feel good for them to do those things. I've actually also heard on the female side that women like to feel feminine. They like to feel that a man is going to look after them and take care of them, even if they are, making a bunch of money, etc., and are capable of taking care of everything. They like that aspect because it feels natural for them to be feminine. Now, there's always exceptions, and there's some men who want to be lean more feminine, and there's some women who lean more masculine. And so it's like a large spectrum, right? Like there's people all over it. There's crazy alpha dudes, and there's, I don't want to say betas, but like basically guys who are more feminine and vice versa. So the problem we have now is that women are taking on more masculine roles at work and providing, even though they don't want to, per se. Like it's not what they would normally choose to do, but because of how things are marketed to them and how society is, they're being told that's what they need to do. That's the problem. Men don't like that. Men don't want that in general.
So at the end of the day, I mean, those are people too. They got to find their way to survive and live. If that means going to a destitute place to essentially prey on people who just don't have the financial wherewithal to demand more equality, because that's what it is. Make no mistake, that's what it is. I can't blame.
Okay, this woman's talking again about equality. Look, from what I understand about the Philippines, these women are single before they meet a man, obviously. They're working good jobs. They're making money. They're able to look after themselves, but they're still choosing to be with a man because they want to have a family and they understand the importance of being with another person, working together, having a family, raising kids, etc. If that's something that you're not interested in, that's fine. You don't need to be. But don't blame men just because they're leaving and you're saying you're fine with it, but then you're calling all these other women destitutes. You're calling the women that they marry, but right, that's the whole concept, destitute. It's like they're slaves. That's really fucking rude. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again on the next one.
You gotta realize if a toxic person can't touch who you've become, they'll bring shovels and try to dig up who you used to be. They can't touch the healed version of you, so they try to dig up the damaged, broken version of you. can't break solid ground.